Like very early on, I did all the things you're supposed to do. I went to college, met an amazing man, electrical engineer. We got engaged. We had the love, but our life plans were different. And one of us would have to give up their ambition in order for the unit to work. And normally it's the woman. In my case, I was so ambitious, but I could not make that sure bet. I had to go out and become who I needed to become. And I won. Like everything I wanted to do, I did. I asked God, I was like, God, why you keep sending me right now men? And he said, because you a right now girl.
Dang.
Like so enjoy the moments, have fun, and this is why you're not meeting that long time forever person, because you're not here for a long time, you're here for a short time.
Do you feel like you're in that position now, or that spot now where you need to be to meet your forever person?
I think, well, I met my forever person because I wake up with her for every single day. I'm my forever person.
Oh,
like
wow.
Everyone is always looking for the one. Get a mirror. You are the one.
How have social media changed dating compared to when we had to meet in person?
Oh my God, let me tell you something. Stop talking about your grandma's times. Really stop talking about 10 years ago.
Right.
It's over. It's a new playing book. Social media changed the game forever, okay? And I argue with my guy friends all the time about who's the prize, because I still believe the woman is the prize, and I still believe the woman is the prize. But a lot of women are chasing men. So if you're chasing the guy, then that guy is the prize. So what happened with social media, the biggest thing is access. Before, in person.
Hold on, let's unpack that real quick. I'm gonna be honest, I think two things can be right at the same time. I think the man can be the prize in the situation. I think the woman can be the prize as well in certain relationships. But if we really look deep into it, who is going to be putting themselves on the line physically, financially, emotionally? It's gonna be the guy 9 times out of 10. The woman plays a great role in the relationship, but we know that guy usually he's more on the line if things go wrong, you know? And the woman can usually hop back into the market, and she has a faster pace to possibly get another mate, opposed to that guy is gonna have to work a little bit harder to find, you know, a woman to even find him attractive. It's very, very much different.
And you settle down with the best option in your face.
Right.
Now you have an Instagram page, right? And then also women have been able to increase their pretty. Like let's break this down. You know, women, you know, I'm wig down, makeup down. I ain't wake up like this. I still wake up pretty, but I'm not a fool. I know this does increase my pretty, right? Now my body real, okay? Got it from my mama. But women are now buying bodies, and they're like, you know, you got a stomach, get rid of it. You ain't got no ass, go buy it. So now there's a large portion of men you never had access to because
I just want to say this real quick. She's speaking about her makeup. I would say that she probably looked better without it, because those like cherry cheeks on a black woman like that, it looked like a clown. Like really look at her right now, not even trying to be funny, she do look kind of clownish. And then to try and reinforce that my body real, you know, of course I know I enhance it or whatnot, but I got this from, now it's almost like an insecurity thing. You ain't even have to speak upon that, but you can kind of see the projection or whatnot to say that I doll myself up, but I'm still bad with all this stuff, but you don't wear it. So it just doesn't make sense.
Didn't fit their pretty meter, right?
Yeah.
Now you're on their pretty meter. But what's happening is this is where the situationships come in, because it gives you a chance to have a situationship with this exciting guy who's probably attractive, has money. Something about him made you break your rule, that your standard, right? And now he's the standard of what you look for in a husband. But he was never even your boyfriend. And he's probably never gonna lock you in. But because you have that experience, like he flew you out one time, now every guy that wants you, they gotta fly you out. And it's like, but the guy that was a weekend, that wasn't a lifetime deal. So women's moments with men have changed, and they want this guy that a lot of women want to settle down with them and only them. And they're having challenges. And now going back to what I said about the prize, now the guy feels like he the prize, because back in the day, like the side chick wasn't as sensational as the wife, right? It was always like you kind of lowered. Now, I don't want to call women side chicks, but they're sensational women that are tolerating bullshit. Yeah. And when you have sensational women who are very attractive, have careers, well-spoken, when they have started tolerating and lowering their standards, these men know, like, well, if you don't get with my program, I'll find another woman that does.
Women need men. That's the easy question of what she's trying to explain is that women need men regardless. What happens is a lot of these women shoot outside their league, they play around with their value for too long, and when they get into certain age ranges, now they want what they wanted when they were younger, but they didn't lock it down. And now you wonder why you in this rat wheel of dealing with guys just on a sexual level, no real commitment. It's a lot of guys out there that would love to take y'all serious, but we still can't sit right here and say that women aren't playing with guys' emotions and they dealing with only one specific type of guy. Women will get into this victim talking points to where she's speaking about why women, get disrespected by guys and this and that, but it's like we're not talking about the vast majority of guys. Some of these women still be batting outside their league to where they need to deal with men more on their level, but guess what? The needs and wants of women have skyrocketed, going out the roof. And now you live in a delusional reality where people want more than what they actually are valued at.
Because y'all got access to too many women. Like
Yeah,
you just
they
said.
have
But
access.
men always had access to too many women.
Not like they do now.
Not all men though. I feel like
Yeah.
social media, because of the DMs and because of the
Yeah.
comment section, but I kind of want to bring people back to reality. If you had to go to the hospital at 2 a.m., that man shouldn't know what your vagina feels like, looks like, tastes like, none of that. Because what's happening is I hate all these categories. High value. No, I don't care if you got $1 million in the bank, and if I need you and you don't show up, you are no value.
Okay.
The person that has value
know
is
that's
the
right.
person that shows up for you when you really need them.
Exactly.
And right now, y'all just looking for weekend fun times, pop bottles in the club. Who's gonna show up for you when your mother dies?
Yeah.
Who's gonna show up for you when your father is not breathing?
Yeah.
Who's gonna show up for you when you lose your job and now you need some extra money to keep you going? That's the high value man.
Sure.
Not the man that is 6 feet, not the man that looks good, not the man with $1 million in the bank. High value is the man that's gonna show up for you.
Hold up. I think she conflating two different things right now. I think she's speaking more morality and then your actual high value worth when it comes to a financial perspective. Because guess what? If you reach a certain, plight as a man, yes, your value is high. But if you don't deal with a woman on a certain level, that means you just don't care about her. Just being honest. She probably don't mean that much to you or whatnot. I think people need to have better morality and better character or whatnot. But ma'am, why would you deal with a guy if you don't see what his moral character is? See, those are two different things. That guy could definitely be high value, but she's saying that the guy who shows up is high value. Yes, to her, but guess what? That guy is still high value to his networking peers and to other people that view that guy. He's still gonna be a high value guy. But she's saying if he shows up, you got a lot of good guys that show up there, and women look at that guy as no value. So she can sit right here and say that, but at the same time, she's still gonna deem a lot of guys who show up who still ain't got their stuff together, that guy has no value. So it's kind of like a catch-22 what she's saying right now.
Do you have an idea type of man you like?
I would say, I think because I come from entertainment, right? So I always say this, like very early on, I did all the things you're supposed to do. I went to college, met an amazing man, electrical engineer, we got engaged.
Okay.
What I loved about my engagement, we were both very serious. Like if we do this, divorce is not an option. And I encourage every person to make that deal because what it does is it causes you to take marriage seriously. Because if you take marriage off the table, like no matter what, between me, it's like me and you or Jesus. That's it. So what I've learned in that relationship, we had the love, but our life plans were different. And one of us would have to give up their ambition in order for the unit to work. And normally it's the woman, right? Normally the woman just kind of goes along with the guy's plan. And then sometimes roles reverse, within it. In my case, I was so ambitious, but I also had a very unpromising career. I was a radio personality, making $7 an hour with big California dreams.
Oh, wow.
And my ex-fiance had the legitimate job. He was an electrical engineer. I'm gonna move up in the company.
Yeah.
It's the sure bet. But I could not make that sure bet. I had to go out and become who I needed to become. And I won. Like everything I wanted to do, I did. So
Hold on. She just said that she won, but you technically closed off another life that could have been had that would have been a successful one possibly. You were with the high value guy, electrical engineer. You didn't want to choose family. You didn't want to choose playing the role of a wife. So we can't sit right here and say, of course you might have won financially, but could you have still won at the family life that you possibly could have had? For sure. Now, granted, I know that different strokes are going to be for different folks. Everybody not going to be meant to do certain things, but it's funny now that you take the role of dating as if you just a happily married or a happily relationship woman, but now you just a chick that's like playing the field, but now you telling people what they need to be in. See, it's different when you actually marry, you in a relationship, and you talking to people who trying to get in relationships or be married or just dating advice in general. But when you say somebody who turned down being in a relationship to still give a relationship advice to women, it's gonna be skewed, because the things that you need to do to stay in a relationship, you're not doing them because you're single. And you're not gonna put yourself in that position because you feel like you don't need to compromise at all. Because you are so successful, you never gonna feel like you need to bend the knee to a guy and say that, hey, I need to get on his program. No, I am the program. That's how she's gonna feel. I'm the program. So that's damaging though, because you're going to be possibly giving advice to certain women out there to say that they're the program. She just said that she feel like women are the prize. So you already skew on your views of relationships and dating.
My dating process, I met a lot of great guys, but no one that I would sign my life over to.
Okay.
And then one time there was a moment, I was in Chicago, and I asked God, I was like, God, why you keep sending me right now men? And he said, because you a right now girl.
Dang.
Like,
What?
if a guy came to you, no, this is real talk.
Yeah.
I live in California now. But my radio career took me from Philly, Atlanta, Cali 1 year, back to Chicago, a big portion in Chicago. But I always knew I was gonna end up in California. So if a great guy came up to me in Chicago, was like, I think you dope, let's get married and have a family, I would have said no, because I knew this wasn't my final stop. So guys, like, I can't send you a permanent guy because you're not in your permanent spot.
Yo, all this God's told me this and told me this. I'm not gonna see. When is God? This is, bro. You really think about this. It doesn't sound right. It really doesn't. It sounds like a mental issue. If you're saying God didn't want to send me the guy at this right time. If you would have chose that electrical engineer, you would have played out that reality. If you would have chose the guy in Chicago, you would have played out that reality. But to sit here and say God is trying to navigate you in certain places, to be in a certain specific spot, to create a dating show. Oh, God sent you there to create a dating show. Stop living in Delulu land with how you place your life choices onto a higher power. To say that God gives a F about you running a dating show and being a millionaire. Come on, y'all.
So enjoy the moments, have fun, and this is why you're not meeting that long time forever person, because you're not here for a long time. You're here for a short time.
Okay.
Wow.
Delusion.
Powerful. Very powerful. Do you feel like you're in that position now, or that spot now where you need to be to meet your forever person?
I think, well, I met my forever person because I wake up with her for every single day. I'm my forever person.
Oh,
like,
wow.
everyone is always looking for the one. Get a mirror. You are the one. You're the only guaranteed person that you have in this lifetime. Everybody else is just a supporting cast to your monologue movie. Whether you're spending this time together or whether, and y'all break up, or, the good Lord takes them home. Everybody in your life is for a moment, maybe a season, a lifetime, a few years. So the one is a myth. You are the one. So I'm never looking for the forever one because I'm the one. Now, is there a person that we can spend more time with? Of course. Let's see how with a dating app. Of course I'm dating.
Well, speaking of.
Okay, that's kind of dangerous, low key. Just being honest. It's healthy and dangerous at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. So if you sit right here and say, for sure, we only have each other or ourselves. We have to work on ourselves. We have to build ourselves up, be the best that we can be. But we cannot negate family and people around us, because this world is built on people having relationships. You cannot separate it. So all that separatist, I'm the main character mentality, that's dangerous. Come on, man. Nobody's just a main character, man. Everything is symbiotic. Everybody is somehow feeding or, piggybacking off of the next person, whether it be emotionally, whether it be intellectually, whether it be physically. There's always going to be a back and forth with people. If she didn't have certain people in her life, she wouldn't probably be the person that she is today to get to the places that she's at. So I still don't want people to sit right here and say that we don't need relationships and we don't need families or whatnot. I think that certain relationships need to be kept and mended and to grow, because I'll be honest, at the end of the day, the only thing you got is your bloodline. Your bloodline, your tribe. That's how this place is built upon, is tribes. As a group, we can really, stand for things and build things. But as a single individual, you can get chopped off a whole lot quicker, which is why the world thrives the way how it thrives. Because we got too many people that just want to be individuals. You can easily cut down an individual, but if you got a unit in a group, it's hard to destroy that. But see, hearing this type of message, it's just only you. Just think about yourself. It's going to be you at the end of the day. That is dangerous. It's dangerous. Because we need to focus on thinking about having families and people wanting to be together for the long haul, through the good and the bad times. I don't think women should be alone. I'm gonna be honest. Like, even me having daughters, I'm not about to send my daughters out there to the wolves to just want them to be alone. Nah, you're gonna be up under my shelter as long as you can be until somebody want to come in the picture and take you out of that. But outside of that, I'm just not about to just send y'all out there to just live these weird ass lives, man, to have these bad experiences, and then you wonder why you jaded and you got trauma that you probably shouldn't have. Certain experiences aren't meant to be had. Some people for sure, but it's not necessary for people who don't want to live that lifestyle. If you're the archetype of person you are. If you're that archetype, you probably got to go through it. But if you're not, you probably want to avoid it. But y'all can watch this in its entirety. Kendra G, man, she been getting exposed a lot. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people been calling her out about the way how she moved, about the way how she kind of carried herself with, just being just a female dating coach, the whole nine. Majority of them, they say one thing, they do one thing, they live a different lifestyle. It's only so much to where people are always gonna come for how you are in your personal life, because if you're preaching something, it needs to reflect it. I'm married. I talk about dating topics or whatnot. I've been single before as well, so you got both sides of the spectrum. But I'm not trying to preach to anybody to get married or stay single. I'm really trying to have people unlock themselves to know exactly what they need to do for them and understand, the different foundational information out there in the world, whether it be duality, whether it be people who are religion-based, the whole nine. I think you can get a little bit of everything, but you got to take what works the best for you and apply that in your life, whatever way, shape, or form. Everything's not going to be for everybody. So everybody just got to understand that, first of all. It's going to be things for you and things that are not going to be meant for you. I'll have this link in the description. Y'all can watch it, check out their channel, the whole nine. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below. This is JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all. Peace.